Join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Turn on your phone.
Mayor Terry Wyckoff. Mayor Jacqueline Wells. Here. Councilmember Aaron Durst.
Here.
Councilmember Daryl Gardner.
Here.
Councilmember Dabari Martinez.
Here.
Councilmember Linda Smith.
Here.
Councilmember Chris Weisenberg.
Particular thing they would like to talk about. We're paying attention to what you say. You did. There's a really good chance we'll get back with you later to get more clarification. You don't definitely listen. At this time, is there anybody from the public that would like to get up and talk about anything that is not on the agenda? All right, here we'll move on. Next thing on our agenda is approval of the minutes, and I would entertain a motion. Councilman Smith.
I move to approve the city council regular meeting minutes of September 21st, 2021 as presented.
Second.
It's been a motion made and seconded to approve the city council regular minute meetings of September 21st, 2021 as presented. Is there any discussion? Please open online voting.
Online voting is open. Online voting has closed. The motion passes with 5 yeas and 2 abstain. Vice Mayor Wells abstained and Councilmember Chris Weisenberg abstained.
All right, thank you. The next thing on our agenda is to approve the minutes of September 28th. Councilman Martinez.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of September 28th, 2021, special council meeting.
Vice Mayor Wells.
Okay.
It's been a motion made and seconded to approve the minutes of September 28th, which was a special meeting 2021 as presented. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, please open online voting.
Online voting is open.
Mayor, I'm having a little challenge here for just a second. I'm getting back into board docs. Went somewhere.
You can voice
Yeah.
vote if you
Would you like to vote?
Sure,
And what would you like to?
I'll vote yes.
Thank you. Online voting has closed. The motion passes with 7 yeas.
Thank you. Next thing on our agenda is to approve the agenda. Vice Mayor Wells.
A motion to approve the October 5th, 2021 city council agenda as presented.
Second.
Been a motion made and seconded to approve the October 5th, 2021 city council agenda as presented. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, please open online voting.
Online voting is open. Online voting has closed. The motion passes with 7 yeas.
Thank you. The next thing on the agenda is a proclamation. It's a mayor's proclamation for the city of Rawlins, Wyoming. Whereas the city of Rawlins, Wyoming is committed to ensuring the safety and security of all those living in and visiting Rawlins. And whereas Fire Prevention Week is observed each year during the week of October 9th in commemoration of the Great Chicago Fire, which began on October 8, 1871 and caused devastating damage. This horrific conflagration killed more than 250 people, left 100,000 homeless, destroyed more than 17,400 structures, and burned more than 2,000 acres of land. And whereas the local fire department responded to local fire departments responded to 1,291,500 fires in 2019. And whereas these fires caused roughly 3,700 civilian deaths, 16,600 civilian injuries, and 14.8 billion in property damage. And whereas a home fire escape plan includes 2 exits from every room in the house, a path to the outside from each exit, smoke and carbon monoxide alarms in all required locations, and a meeting place outside where everybody in the home will meet upon exiting. And whereas practicing a home fire escape plan twice a year ensures that everybody in the household knows what to do in a real fire situation. And whereas Rawlins first responders are dedicated to reducing the occurrence of home fires and home fire injuries through prevention and protection education. And whereas Rawlins residents are responsive to public education measures and are able to take personal steps to increase their safety from fire, especially in their homes. And whereas the 2021 Fire Prevention Week theme, Learn the Sounds of Fire Safety, effectively serves to educate the public about the vital importance of knowing the sounds of smoke and carbon monoxide detectors and what actions to take. Hear a beat, get to your feet. Therefore, I, Terry L. Wycombe, Mayor of City of Rawlins, do hereby proclaim October 3rd through the 9th, 2021 as Fire Prevention Week throughout this community.
Thank you very much, Mayor. Does anybody have any questions about the proclamation? Thank you. Very well said, I might add. This week, obviously, we're doing a lot of work with the local schools. Tomorrow, we're actually off, but on Thursday, we'll be with Project Youth at, I believe, 10:30. So one of the things about Rawlins Fire Department is we do have 1 week per year that we have Fire Prevention Week, but we try to stay engaged throughout the year. So anytime anybody wants to schedule us to come to anything for the home, for schools, or come on in and do a tour of the fire station, we'd love to have you. So thank you very much, Mr. Mayor.
I will tell you, I did have a house fire. We lost everything, and I was so appreciative to the professionalism of the Rawlins Fire Department. It was in the year 2000 or 1999, somewhere a long time ago. And it's what the fire department does is so appreciated. And so
Thank you,
you guys are so professional and
And we appreciate all your support. It's been outstanding. So
well, it's much appreciated.
thank you, sir.
Thank you. All right. The next thing on the agenda is the Shooting Range Advisory Board appointment. Councilman Smith.
I move to appoint Larry Jackson to the Rawlins Community Shooting Range Advisory Board for a term ending June 30th, 2023.
Vice Mayor Wells.
Second.
There's been a motion made and seconded to appoint Larry Jackson to the Rawlins Community Shooting Range Advisory Board for a term ending June 30th, 2023. Is there any discussion?
Do we want him to talk to us?
Thank you, Larry. Come on up. Introduce yourself.
He's been around long.
Thank you for having me. First of all, I'd like to apologize for my application, my original application. At that point, I was going through some physical problems and didn't really feel like filling it out completely. But I have been on the board since you started the board. I was one of the people who helped build the beginning of the outdoor range. Like I retired from the BLM. I think I might even work with some of the paperwork you guys sent in on the range. I do enjoy those duties. I would like to do it again.
Larry, just out of curiosity, like, what are some of the things that you guys are planning to do, just so I know?
Well, at this point, most of what we're doing is maintenance. We don't have any real plans for the addition of any other activities, although we do have a design of where they would go if we ever got the interest. We just finished redoing the 300-yard range to make it safer.
Well, thank you, and I appreciate your service.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Larry.
Is there any discussion? Please open online voting.
Online voting is open. Online voting is closed. The motion passes with 7 yeas.
Thank you. Thank you, Larry, for applying. All right, next thing on our agenda is the city manager's report, and Sean has joined us by phone, I guess.
Yep, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'll be real brief tonight. This one item, I just wanted to thank the mayor and council for allowing me to go to the International City Managers Association conference. It's been very valuable thus far. I've had a lot of good ideas that have come from it and resources, and I'm excited to be able to come back and share that with all of you. And that's kind of all for you tonight.
Okay,
Thank you,
sounds
Sean.
good. Well, have fun and learn a lot.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, next thing on our agenda is the city council report and direction to city manager, to Councilman Martinez.
I have a little something to say. This being National Hispanic Heritage Month, I would like to recognize Gilbert Ariano. Gilbert Ariano has been a landscaper for 40 years. He's 90 years old. He still does it from time to time. He's trying to get away from it, but he says people just continue to call him. And I just want to appreciate the work that he's done throughout the years in Rollins.
Yeah, I concur. Councilman Weisenberg was first, and then you'll be next, Linda.
Yeah, I sent an email out earlier to everybody about the former city attorney and boards on WAM and resolution committee. I know she sat on those committees. If we could get a list of those committees together, just so we can get representation for our community back on those as soon as possible. Then the next thing I have is I've asked for financial reports several times and have not gotten any. I'd like to see a financial report in my hand, please, with the budget input and percentages used out of the budget.
We're relying on working on that, and as I explained before, there's extenuating circumstances to bring it up, but that has been resolved, and so we will receive it at the next meeting, regular meeting. And I plan on actually giving more than just the percentages. I'd like to give you more information, such as the debt levels that the city has incurred, and bank balances, and sales tax, and additional information that is necessary for your prudent decision making.
All right, thank you.
Councilman Smith.
I know this is a legal matter, but I would like to have some follow-up on where the retaining wall issue is at 1024, I think Mountain View, and what the status is on that. I don't want it to fall through the cracks. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Not tonight, sir.
All right. Hearing none, we'll move on to unfinished business, which is the ordinance to deal with the haulers. Vice Mayor Wells.
I move to approve third and final reading and waive the reading of ordinance amending proposed changes to Rollins Municipal Code, section 6.08 garbage refuse, construction and demolition materials.
Councilman Smith, second.
Second.
There's been a motion made and seconded to approve on third and final reading and waive the reading of ordinance amending proposed changes to Rollins Municipal Code, section 8.08, garbage, refuge, construction, and demolition materials. Is there any discussion? Councilman Garner?
I just have a question for you, Kathy. Do I need to leave for this subject? This was the one I was talking to you about last week. I'm just curious because my family owns Dirty Boys. What we're talking about, don't feel like it deals within. It's just the code. But I'm curious if I should leave the room or if I can just abstain from the vote.
I was glad that you mentioned at the last meeting that relationship. And at some point I need to visit with each of you about some of those various interests so that I have some background about when there might be some trigger points or some of the conflict of interest statutes, because those are serious statutes that have serious repercussions to a governmental entity. But, and so since you cued me in, I pulled the statutes that deal with conflicts of interest. And the short answer is, in my opinion, this current amendment, which is merely a change in terminology, plus one sentence that says the city has the right to deny these landfill services for non-payment and will in the best interest of the cities, doesn't fall under the specific language of any of Wyoming's conflict of interest statute. The one that's most likely to be applicable to you or your family is the one that's under the Ethics in Government Act, where you cannot take part in a vote where you have a personal or private interest in the matter, and then the statute goes ahead to define that. And it cautions in that statute that in determining whether you have a private or personal or private interest, we have to recognize the importance of your right to represent your constituency, and you have to abstain from voting only in clear cases of personal or private interest. And changing in just some words in terms of terminology doesn't appear to me to fall under that one.
Okay.
So I don't think it's legally required on this particular ordinance for you to abstain. But if you, in good conscience, in any kind of conscience, feel that you should, then I'll leave that to you. So I'm sorry if that was a long-winded answer, but I will try to explain where I get to the conclusion when I express an opinion.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Councilman Durst?
Just for the record, Councilman Garner, I would support you voting on this. I do not believe that you have a conflict on this. So I support your ability to vote on this. And thank you for clearing that up for us.
And if we were talking about set fees, that's a different story. But this is just a change of terminology.
Councilman Martinez?
What I gotta say is that the conferences that I attended through the WAM organization basically says that under the ethics, that if it's perceived that you might have a conflict of interest, it's up to the individual. You would abstain so that you show the public that, yeah, I didn't support this because of whatever. And that was the whole discussion when we had this here a couple of years ago.
And that's, I mean, there's a difference between a legal conflict and then the perception. And on the legal one, I'm gonna be over the
Pretty hard line.
But in this one, well, I've already.
Well, A good example, I have a family member on a board. I abstained from voting based on the fact that it was family members, so the neighbors don't say, hey, you put so-and-so on a board or voted for him. So that's just an example of what they kind of feel you should do, but that's up to the individual.
Okay, any further
Oh, sorry.
discussion? Councilman Garner?
I guess to add to that, I think one of the conflicts that came up was with my brother's business. He does the demolition side of construction, so I guess that might be the conflict. I forgot about that one. So with him being involved in the construction side where they want it all under MSW, would that be the conflict?
MSW.
Yeah, the solid waste. So the terminology, if I understand correctly, MSW is only, yeah. Yeah, and so he doesn't fall under that category, which I guess the original conflict was, he was required to get a license, but he wasn't hauling MSW. And that's where it come up with the conflict is, not conflict, but what was the difference between his business and construction, hauling C&D, the construction, so.
That doesn't change the substance of the ordinance.
Okay.
Changing the word solid waste handle doesn't change the substance of the ordinance.
Okay, all right, thank you.
It's just a change in what you can call it. It doesn't change anything in terms of duties, responsibilities, or the things that would cause you.
Okay.
But again, from a legal perspective, it doesn't appear to be a violation of the code of ethics, ethics and government provision. But it's the bar mentions
Perspective.
sometimes it's perception.
Okay.
Okay, any further discussion? Please open online voting.
Online voting is open.
Doesn't like me. I'll vote yes.
Online voting has closed. The motion passes with 6 yeas and 1 abstain, and that was Councilmember Gardner.
Okay, thank you. Next thing on our agenda is approval of the payroll. Vice Mayor Wells,
I move to approve the September 12th, 2021 through September 25th, 2021 payroll register for $232,614.55.
Second.
He can have it.
we have 2 seconds. So there's been a motion made and seconded to approve the September 12th, 2021 through September 25th, 2021 payroll register for the amount of $232,614.55. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, please open online voting.
Online voting is open.
Again, I vote yes.
Thank you.
Are you logged in?
Yes, I'm logged in.
Okay.
Just decided they wanted to do what they wanted.
Online voting has closed. The motion passes with 7 yeas.
All right, thank you. The next thing on our agenda is approval of accounts payable. Councilman Smith,
I move to approve the accounts payable register for the period of September 15, 2021 to September 28, 2021 in the amount of $126,390.15.
Vice Mayor Wells seconds it. There's been a motion made and seconded to approve the accounts payable register for the period of September 15, 2021 to September 28, 2021 in the amount of $126,390.15. Is there any further discussion? Councilman Weisenberg?
I just want to say thanks, Sean. I emailed him this morning sometime, had a few questions on some line items in there, and you got right on it. So I want to say thanks to you and your staff for getting on that. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Any further discussion? Please open online voting.
Online voting is open.
Yes.
Online voting has closed. The motion passes with 7 yeas.
Thank you. The next thing on our agenda is approval of parking a city retail license. Vice Mayor Wells.
Move to approve of parking the City of Rollins retail liquor license number 95, Mr. Jack LLC, doing business as Three Fiddlers for up to 1 year and expiring on August 31st, 2022.
Second.
Been a motion made and seconded to approve the parking the City of Rollins retail liquor license number 95. Mr. Jack's LLC, doing business as Three Fiddlers for up to 1 year and expiring on August 31st, 2022. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, please open online voting.
Online voting has opened. Online voting has closed. The motion passes with 7 yeas.
Thank you. The next thing on our agenda is local liability pool board nomination for vacancy. Councilman Garner.
I move to reappoint council member Linda Ann Smith, to the local government liability pool LGLP for the elected municipal position effective January 1st, 2022, and running through December 31st, 2024.
I'll second that.
Been a motion made and seconded to reappoint council member Linda Ann Smith to the local government liability pool LGLP for the elected municipal position effective January 1st, 2022, and running through December 31st, 2024. Is there any discussion? Vice Mayor Wells.
I just want to say that Linda's done a very good job for us over the years, the LGLP, and she's the perfect person for the position.
I agree. Thank you.
Thank you, Jackie.
Agree. And let's vote before she can change her mind.
That was very much appreciated, and she is very up on the issues and does us a great job. Any further discussion? Please open online voting.
Online voting is open.
Yes.
I'm not smart enough to help you.
We'll get you through this one. Fix it next time.
Yeah.
I'm not really too.
Voting has closed. The motion passes with 6 yeas and 1 abstain. Councilmember Smith abstained.
Okay, thanks
Thank
again,
you
Linda.
again.
Thank you.
All right, next thing on our agenda is emergency resolution declaring an emergency and authorizing immediate expenditure. Vice Mayor Wells.
I move to approve the emergency resolution declaring an emergency and authorizing immediate expenditure to fix phase 1 of the Rollins Sage Creek Springs and Steel Line.
Second.
There's been a motion made and seconded to approve the emergency
Never mind.
resolution declaring an emergency and authorizing the immediate expenditure to fix phase 1 of the Rollins Sage Creek Springs and Steel Line. Is there any discussion?
I just have a quick question.
Yes.
We need to include the dollar amount.
There is no dollar amount on that.
Oh, okay.
It's just giving us authorization, which the finance
Okay.
director will be explaining everything.
Thank you.
You're
Sorry.
very welcome.
So this is a declaration that declares the water issues that we have as an emergency so that we can proceed with repairing those before winter sets in, which will preclude us from those fixing out of the water system that is so imperative at the moment. And so as an emergency, therefore we do not have to go out to bid, which could take time beyond the time that we have. to fix it. So, this is one prepared by Andy Miller in that emergency. And so, it does go towards, the 1.55 million that we talked about last time. And all of those resolutions that we did on the 28th. So this just supplements, brings it all together, that all of that money from the ARPA to the other grants and stuff, if so given, along with the transfer from the general fund to the water fund, it ties it all together. So that's what this resolution will.
Councilman Martinez.
I just want to say that if some of these grants don't go through, need to jump on it right away and let this council know so that we know that we have to start searching for some more money.
What will happen is the 800 club that we transferred last week will be in phase 1, and the grants will be counted towards phase 2 and possibly phase 3.
Okay.
So it's not a short-term fix, we're actually going in and fixing the problem.
I really appreciate that
Yeah.
too.
So, that we are taking that into consideration. We hope to have all of those grants passed. And, that we'll see. We so desperately need.
Yes. Any, Vice Mayor Wells?
I just want to thank Cody for putting this together for us, demonstrating what they're, all the pictures and what they're working on, and getting this moving so quickly. So thank you, Cody.
Mayor, can I make a comment?
Yes.
I believe, and I can't see that in the room, but is Carl or Murray there?
Yes.
Yeah.
They both are.
I think it'd be great to give them the floor for just a minute so they can talk to you about their approach.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Sean. It's Murray. Okay, Mayor Wycup and Wycombe, and council, pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me up. Carl and Mr. Gill, they're invited me to take a few punches if I needed to, but I don't think so. I think we're helping the town out quite a bit. My first encounter with the council, or part of the council, and some other members of the community, was in August when we got a tour all the facilities south of town, both the transmission line, which is steel, and then the wood stayed collection system, which is steel wood pipe. And we debated fast and furiously over what the priority ought to be for replacement. And in fact, there's some gory detail that I don't need to go into, but we finally settled on a project that the resolution that you have before you is gonna make some repairs to this one particular line that's in the Sage Creek Basin. And I'll leave you with this exhibit, but there's a yellow line that's about 10,000 feet long that goes to the most productive spring of 24. And it's, right now it's wooden, it's 12 inches in diameter, and probably in 3 months it'll be plastic, and it'll be 18 inches in diameter if we can get on with it. It actually taps the spring that accounts to about 25% of the total collection from that whole area. So it's the most important piece of pipe we got to put in the ground. This is a photo from a couple, 3 weeks ago that the staff taken of a pipeline that was leaking not too far from that main spring. So I know you probably got a lot of this stuff in the past. Just quickly, a little history. Our business was hired by the community here back in February to begin work on this project. And we spent the months of March through first part of June making measurements of springs. Then we began a survey of the ground to support the design. And then in the last 2 months, we've begun the design plans to replace the entire system. And I'd say that in the last 2 weeks, we've kind of narrowed our focus to just deal with this one project in sort of an emergency way. So I'm here to take questions. I'm also here for the long haul. I was in the community about 20 years ago when our business helped the city get the North Platte Pipeline project put in. So familiar faces that have been here for a while. That's all I've got.
unless there's questions, quick
Well,
questions.
I appreciate the information. I really do. I know the area real well. Traveled it with four-wheeler up there 2 or 3 times and I appreciate all the work you guys are doing. Thank you.
Councilman Smith.
Yes, Marie, I'd like to ask some questions if I could.
Yeah.
There's a little notation on here that you're switching from 24-inch pipe to 18-inch pipe. I didn't know where that would be, but I understand that you've switched to Wood Stave Pipeline to do that rather than the leaks, or am I misunderstanding that?
So,
Because I thought the leaks were the most obvious and the most loss of water was occurring in those 3 areas. And then the well part obviously is it's hollowing out, and that's a danger to people if they went out there to even look at it, but fall in. So I want to kind of know the scope of where you're taking us.
right. So for sure, when we did the field trip, all eyes were on the steel line and the facilities along that were leaking. And then in the last 3 weeks, maybe Cody can help me there. The crews have been in to excavate and make repairs to the wood lines. And it just 3 or 4 days ago, I'll let Cody describe the effort up on the steel line.
So when we did the dig on the steel line, we were really worried about the valves that were underground. Yes, they are leaking, but with the dig that we found, the valves are in really good shape. The problem is we haven't been servicing this pipeline in years, so some of these valves haven't been exercised in many, many years. And we need to go out there and start working these. The ARV valves, we don't know if they work. So we're gonna take baby steps on the steel line. Start digging, because some of these big projects are gonna be design digs. We're gonna have to put pilings against the highway and everything, so it's gonna be a little bit more expensive, but we are gonna address them and slow it down. But realistically, what we're looking at is we just really need to go out and do some maintenance work on the valve systems. And just exercise and check the ARV valves. Most likely replace a lot of it. That could stop a lot of this process, which is gonna help. Still critical, but it's a smaller step than having to rebuild all the blow offs that we're looking at. So we're gonna take baby steps around that before we get too deep into something that could happen.
So with these,
Councilman Weisenberg.
so with these valves being buried, is there plans to put those in valve boxes now? So they're not buried and you can exercise them in the future?
No, we're still gonna keep them underground because there is access to the valves through the pipe that sticks up out of the ground. So we should be able to access them no matter how deep they are. But some of the deeper ones, we're actually gonna move the valves and get them uphill to where they're not as deep. So if there's a problem in the future, we have better accessibility.
Councilman Smith.
As I understand, a lot of where the leaks are is the 1987 replacement pipes and things like that, and have you found a lot of corrosion in those pipes, or is
So
it just the
far,
valves?
corrosion, the pipes on the dig that we did, it was a shallow dig. Some of these are a lot deeper. So what we found on this one, they all look really good. The corrosion, there was minor rust on them. It wasn't as bad as we were expecting. We don't know how bad it is on the 20-footers, but like I said, we're gonna have to tiptoe around this because of how big the hole's gonna be that we have to get down to those. So what we're gonna try to do is remedy the flow by, exercising the valves and looking at the ARV valves. See if we can get to minimize the water waste that we're using right now. And to access them, that one on Lone Tree that has so much water in it, we have to get rid of all that water first and build a piling wall against the highway so we don't lose the highway. It's a pretty extensive dig, and so we're trying to figure out how to go about that right now.
It's pretty saturated, isn't it,
Yes.
Cody? Gotcha.
Councilman Martinez.
I don't have a question. I guess I do have a question. How long do you anticipate this to be repaired, just this portion, to make it through the winter?
Oh.
Are we gonna make it?
10,000 feet of pipe.
Are we gonna be able to partially repair it to make it through the winter? And then I know this spring you'd continue to finish it up.
Okay.
Is that correct?
Yeah, that's what we're shooting for.
Okay, and you don't think the weather's gonna delay you on the first part that you're doing. Cross your finger. I understand that, but I also understand that country over there too. And yeah, that's,
Well, and
that's
that's why
the
we're trying to
scary
get there
part.
as fast as possible. That's kind of
Okay.
why we're all standing here right now.
Okay, thank you.
Emergency.
Get this going.
Any further discussion? Councilman Weisenberg?
Yeah, this picture you have, right, one right here, it's just this one right there.
Yeah.
The Jeep and the pipe there is, I mean, are we, when we dig those up, are we, repairing those Jeeps?
Yeah.
So
Yes, absolutely.
preventing more corrosion,
Yes,
okay.
absolutely. That's a big thing. When we get that leaked out with kind of, yeah, shut it down.
Okay, thank you.
Councilman Garner?
On the four main ones that we're most concerned about, are we still worried about the freeze falling that water down, or are we gonna try to exercise those right away?
We're gonna exercise those right away. And we think with the exercising and the ARVs checking those around them, you can minimize the water that's there. And if you're still getting some, there's a couple other options we can use to prevent that.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna ask, is that
The
one,
ones that are flowing, they're not gonna freeze, they're just running water, but we're gonna address those.
Anybody else?
Mayor, I have a comment.
Yes, go ahead.
This is kind of on topic still, but I felt to mention that on Thursday, this Thursday, Mayor and Finance Director and Murray were going to be, and hopefully if I can at all possible, and we have our SLID meeting to get the $750,000 from SLID for water infrastructure. So I just wanted to mention that is this Thursday, and hopefully that goes really well.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, I pray it works. Anything else?
We'll approve it tonight. It'll be done by Friday. Good job.
Please open online voting. Thank you guys for your hard work.
Online voting is open.
Where you want to vote?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but
Online voting has closed. The motion passes with 7 yeas.
Thank you. Is there anything else that anybody wants to bring up before we adjourn? Seeing none, this meeting is adjourned. The next meeting will be on October 19th, 2021.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
That's right. I used to be a bouncer.